Welcome back to Shop Talk for Season 5. I'm Brandi.
And this is James. We talk about all things related to mental health and cross-cultural workers.
So glad you're here. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to our sort of regular end of season, end of year wrap up. We can go over what podcasting has been like for us this year and some of the highlights of some of the folks we've talked to. James.
Yeah, it's been quite a year. I think this is the most episodes we've done in a year. So this Christmas episode is going to be number 14 for the year, which is more than one a month, which was kind of my personal goal as we got started. And that's impressive.
Do we still have tens of listeners?
We at least, I
Okay,
think,
at least.
I know my wife's a bit behind, so at least Ellie needs to pick up and get caught up with the rest of these episodes before the season's over.
Tracy's so good. When the episode drops, he's like, "Oh, I listened to your episode. It was really good." I don't know if he would tell me if he didn't like it, but I appreciate that. For him.
Brandon actually went to Mental Health and Missions, and we had a booth for the podcast in the exhibit hall, which was pretty exciting.
It was. Yeah. Yeah. Had a lot of people come by and talk to us about the podcast. And so it was a lot of fun. What were some of the episodes that stood out for you, James? Which if our guests who we've had on the podcast are listening, you were all our favorite. All
Yes.
of you were. So if we do not mention you, it's not because we don't love you.
Some that just enjoyed. I think they were particularly important as we're kind of navigating some organizational change and just where Ellie and I are in a season of transition. I really appreciated what Kimberly had to talk about in episode 11, navigating organizational change. And she talked a lot about just noticing the loss. I think so often organizations are in the process of change looking for that end thing. And they spend a lot of time saying, okay, this is where we're going. And sometimes they forget about the ripple effect of getting there. I thought that was really helpful.
Yeah, it really, that conversation we had with her was so enlightening to me. And when she was talking about the head and the hands, and like the head knows what's going on way before the hands do. So the
Right.
head's so far ahead of the hands. And it's like if they could both sort of recognize that, one with the level of trust and grace, the perspectives of why one is so far ahead of the other. I think that was good stuff.
Yeah, they're all on the change and forgetting about the transition. What about for
Yes.
you? What's one of your favorite?
Well, you took one of mine when we talked to Kimberly, but I really like talking to Anna Danforth when we talked about
Mm,
TCKs with her. Really, really good stuff. Loved her perspective on engaging with the kids, and her perspective is growing up as a TCK and raising TCKs too.
I think, yeah, Anna Danforth talking about some of the research and what TCK training is doing. Ellie's actually in one of their trainings right now and
Great.
is digging into a lot of the research, which is great. And how they're applying principles such as the ACE study, the adverse childhood experiences, and the positive childhood experiences to TCKs and looking at ways to help, I think, reduce the ACEs and be mindful of their impact, but also look at specific ways that families can have positive childhood experiences that help build resiliency in kids. Great episode, season 5, number 3.
I think we talked with Bethany Dearborn Heiser about socially acceptable addictions. It's pretty eye opening to me. So we have these ideas in our mind about what addictions look like, and it's a lot wider than
Right.
that. And I think as cross cultural workers living in this pressure cooker, we would be so remiss to not look at our lives and to look at, okay, maybe we're not drinking a fifth of whatever bourbon. I don't know what I'm saying. Every night, but what are we doing to soothe ourselves? It's not really helpful and productive.
Yeah, she phrased it. There can be an unhealthy attachment or codependency on work that shapes our identity and sense of acceptance.
Ouch.
Yeah, I think theology of work is one of the things I find most often at the core of some issues as I navigate life with cross-cultural workers as a counselor.
Mhm.
It's this deep attachment and our acceptance being based on what we do, not so much of who we are
Yeah.
as children of God. Season 5, episode 6, Reflections on Theology of Suffering and Moral Injury with Dr. Charlie Schaefer and Dr. Fraka Schaefer
Yes.
was
Oh my gosh,
great.
so good.
It was, they were in our house in Spain, which is even more exciting. But what a rich conversation from people who have been caring for cross cultural workers for a really long time. They've written on it, they've published on it, and at the same time, they realize how important that conversation is. I just got asked to lead a seminar on theology of suffering when I go to Papua New Guinea in a few weeks, and they were asking for it, which is good. Sometimes I offer a theology of suffering and nobody shows up. They're like, well, I don't
I
want to talk about that.
don't want to go there. I mean, this is a sentimental one, but our first episode of the season with my dear friend Eve, when we talked about pilgrimages, I think it's just it's a really interesting way to look at a contemplative practice and our relationships with the Lord and going on a pilgrimage and what that can look like to really slow down, just get down to the basics, walking, eating, and sleeping every day, and how really eye opening and beneficial that can be as we're navigating life with the Lord. So, really love talking with her about that.
Yes, and speaking of pilgrimage, I know both of us have spent time on the Camino, but Ellie and I are hoping to do the whole French Way in May as a part of a sabbatical. That is on the radar, just walking a casual 450 miles or something like that, 500 miles in a month.
Okay, I was wondering how long you're setting aside.
Yeah, we'll be on sabbatical for 4 months, so from February to May. We're actually going to pre-record a bunch of our episodes before then, so still have things being released throughout that time, but have all the recording done before. And looking forward to stepping away from work for a few months and kind of reevaluating what is it that we have for this next season.
But you're doing training right now. Like when we recorded a few days ago, you were talking about training with. Yeah, thanks.
Always learning, lots to learn. Yeah, we probably should do an episode on that sometime, just talking about the vagus nerve and co-regulation. I mean, I kind of hinted at it in an episode coming soon as I talk about my dissertation, but I think there's a lot more as we begin to think about how we can be a source of support to each other's brains and bodies, not just emotional support of like, yeah, I'm here for you. How you doing? But thinking a little bit deeper about what co-regulation means in the context of team and community.
I think that would be really worthwhile exploring that more. So yeah, as we're looking forward to the new year. I mean, I don't have any pilgrimages coming up, but but I'm looking forward to recording, meeting new people, hearing new perspectives. We just talked to our SIL global director. You guys, this was big. We're
Yeah, big
talking
get.
to
That's my
right.
boss's 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 boss.
Yes, yes. So we just had a fantastic podcast with him, which will probably come out after the new year. But looking forward to more conversations like this.
And what's crazy is we just finished season 5, moving on to season 6, the 6th year of us doing a podcast. How's that even possible?
Can you believe it? Supported by our tens of listeners.
That's right, Brandy. Look at all that gray hair you've developed over the years.
I've had it for years.
When did your hair start turning gray? Ellie wanted to know, not me.
Oh, late 20s.
No way, really?
I colored it for years and years and years.
Ellie's got gray
Years.
hairs coming in, and she's like, "Look, Brandy looks great. I'm gonna go for
Go for it, Ellie. Do it.
it."
Do it. I look back at pictures of myself with my when my hair is colored, like, what are you thinking? James, what are your Christmas plans?
Right, we are hiking Machu Picchu, so we're doing the Inca Trail with Ellie's family.
I didn't expect you to say this.
Yeah, I know. Surprise!
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
Ellie's father passed away this summer, and he was just an adventurer in his heart. So he climbed Mount McKinley, he ran with the bulls in Pamplona, and was a man of great adventure and wonder, and something he had always wanted to do and not been able to do. So, in kind of memory of him, we're going to Peru, and we're going to spend 5 days hiking the Inca Trail to see Machu Picchu.
Are you going to be there over Christmas?
Yes, we leave Christmas Eve, so pray for my knees.
Okay. 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 That's like a once in a lifetime
It
to be
is. It
there. Yeah.
absolutely is. So it's a good time to go do something different, particularly since as many people who have navigated loss, yourself included, those first ones, first anniversaries, the first time seasons come through are always really challenging. So
Yeah.
good to be together and also good to be distracted with something really different.
Yeah.
Yourself? Go ahead, top
Well,
that.
I know, right? My kids are coming in. So
Yay.
super excited about that. I'm trying to like I'm so enthusiastic. I'm thinking about all these things like, oh, what are their favorite foods? Oh, I got to get this mattress toppers, and they feel really comfortable. And my kids have a way of looking at me like, "Mom, calm down." And so I'm looking forward to having them home. We do gingerbread houses every year. I make the houses. We have a template that we made out of a Nesquik cereal box when we lived in Central Asia.
Yeah.
So it has Russian Cyrillic script on it. So I pull that out every year.
Wow.
And so that those are already in the freezer. I cook them up and Tracy levels them because he is an engineer. Puts them
Yep.
together. So I do that on Christmas Eve. And yeah, we'll eat raclette,
Mm,
the Swiss broiled cheese,
so good.
delightful dish. Absolutely delightful. So we just chowed down on that. Not Machu Picchu, but I think it'll be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Christmas, we've heard from some of our colleagues who live in some of the far-flung places where we serve, and so we're going to attach some recordings of their experiences of Christmas, what it's maybe like celebrating where they are, some of their own family traditions, just to kind of get a little feel for how beautiful and exciting our world is where we work.
Another merry cross-cultural Christmas. Hearing stories from different cultures and how people, yeah, experience Christmas living cross-culturally.
And sometimes Christmas is not celebrated on the 25th of December.
Oh,
It's
right.
celebrated, yeah, it's celebrated at different times. So hope you guys enjoy listening to that. We love what we do here, and we so appreciate your support and involvement in our podcast.
Something that would be helpful that we've never talked about before would be to get some reviews and ratings on any of the podcast platforms you're listening to. Would love for you to give us some feedback. And also, as people request stuff, we do it. So I think 3 or 4 of the episodes we've had this year are because people requested something on topic. So
Let us know. Yes. And yeah, the ratings help. It helps get the podcast out there. It helps it to be more visible for others too. And it
yeah,
just helps us feel good about ourselves. So
right. Somebody besides their spouses could review it. That'd be great.
that would be great. We're going to hear from some of our colleagues and how they maybe celebrate their traditions from their home countries and how they incorporate it into life where they live and just perspectives on how it works. So, first person here is a colleague that lives, a French colleague who lives in far northern Asia.
Okay, hello, I'm serving in Northern Asia, and here there is one usual big debate: when is the moment of Christmas? Because we have two dates. Is it the 25th of December, as in Western Europe, or the 7th of January, as for the Orthodox Church? And in my family, we tend to celebrate the both moment. Knowing that I'm French, the first important moment for Christmas, it's the dinner of the 24th of December, when it's already a good meal. We have some guests, and also we spend a good time to remind about Jesus and to share stories, and of course with a good food, because as French food for celebration, it's really important. Then it's moment, for example, for me to eat what we call foie gras. It's fat liver from duck, knowing that the duck is sick in his liver, and we love it. Also, it's moment for to eat some snails. Really Christmas meal for me. And also, it's a very important moment for family communion, if I can speak like it. And usually we have the 25th evening a Zoom meeting with my family in France, because it's for the lunch for them, and it's also something important. And even for a non-Christian in France, Christmas, it's a very family-centered moment. And they tried to be together, and I will not advise anybody to try to travel the 24th afternoon, because the half of the country is blocked. Everybody is on the road.
And we're also going to hear from a single colleague of ours who lives in Eastern Europe.
So, Christmas in Macedonia is not on December 25th. They go by the Orthodox calendar, so Christmas is January 7th. So, December 25th is a normal working day here, which feels a bit weird. But a couple years ago, I did celebrate with some friends on the 25th. We were a small group, but we represented 5 different countries. We ate delicious Filipino food, and my American contribution was cinnamon rolls for dessert. We opened presents and played with the kids, and it was very fun, very international, not very Macedonian Christmas.
Excited today to have Claire Coons on. Claire is responsible for caring for our staff in Papua New Guinea and to find out how she and her family celebrate the holidays. So, give me an overview. What are some of the ways that you guys have managed to celebrate?
Yeah, I think over the years, some different family traditions have come up, probably unconventional ones. We haven't made cookies, Christmas cookies, or done other things that maybe other families do. One tradition that came up for us is driving around in a car to see the Christmas lights that people put up around here. And it started as a Christmas tradition, and then we enjoyed it so much that we carried on all through the year. So whenever we want to do something as a family, we just drive round and round the same houses, round and round and round and round.
Give a little context of where you live and what it's like.
We live on a center of 100 houses or something. Nowhere is more than a mile away. So yeah, really are driving round and round in circles, and it's fun.
Do people put lights up? Is that a thing that people do?
We have a whole load of people from different cultures here, so a lot of people will put up lights. Usually here, it's not that easy to get away. We're usually here after my parents have visited. They're actually coming today, which is exciting.
Oh, wow. All right.
If we don't have family here, we'll have some friends over for Christmas, and yeah, that's just fun. People enjoy spending time with, relaxing, eating food, going for a walk. It's just nice to spend time with friends that start to feel like family after a while. I mean, I'm from the UK, so turkey would normally be the thing. We can't really get turkeys here, so usually it's chicken. And family loves their mashed potato. We're a mashed potato family, so as long as there's mashed potato with gravy, then the family is happy. Chicken, mash, and gravy. That's basically it.
And you have 3 kids, is that right?
Yeah, 2 teenagers and a 12-year-old.
Over the years, have you had to try to plan ahead to get, I don't know, special gifts, or do you have people bring them? How do you kind of navigate being, I think, so remote and then also having some things when you need them?
Yeah, it can be a challenge. Like recently, I realized, oh, my child's birthday is in 3 days. Do I have anything for her? But there was stuff in the cupboards, in the presents cupboards, I'd forgotten about. But yeah, when the children were younger, we would find things at a sale from other people who live here. So yeah, it'd probably be like a $2 worth of birthday present that will keep them happy for hours. And that doesn't work so well anymore. With my parents coming, that's very helpful. My parents are generously bringing a suitcase of the things we ordered.
Even I think as our listeners, if you imagine there's always extra stress having family come, but I think there's a great benefit for kids to have their grandparents and obviously the extra luggage space.
For Christmas here, all our work completely stops, except of course essential services, but everything else completely stops for 2 weeks. So that's really nice. There's 2 weeks when there's nothing to do at all. So this Friday afternoon, I'm just looking forward to that, like 5 o'clock, everything's closed. There's nothing else I can do. If I've forgotten to buy something, it's fine. I'll borrow it from a neighbor. Just 2 weeks to focus on just doing things at home with friends and family.
Do you do like Christmas Eve or just Christmas Day? Do you celebrate Boxing Day, New Year's?
Oh, yeah. I remembered the midnight ride. We have a tradition here that my husband's very involved in, being a motorcycle mechanic and motorcycle rider. I don't know how many decades this tradition has been going on, but could be adults or kids at midnight will ride round and round and round again, the same places, round and round and round and round, for maybe 15 minutes. And yeah, everyone knows it's happening, and it's kind of fun to watch as well. We have the midnight ride on New Year's Eve. Otherwise, often we'll have a candlelit service here on Christmas Eve. Sometimes there'll be a Christmas morning service. It just depends because, yeah, different countries, different cultures, who's available. Yeah, different people have their normal and how they celebrate Christmas. Sometimes we'll have just a fun Christmas concert. or just any kind of Christmas songs. Yeah, Christmas things can be presented. Community will come together, and whoever's got a talent will share it, or yeah, things will be organized according to what people want to do.
And whoever has the energy to organize it. Do you have any recommendations for families that are trying to figure out maybe their first couple holidays overseas?
Yeah, I think I'd probably say be proactive. If you want to do something with people, be the one to invite people over. Think outside the box. Maybe you're used to putting up Christmas cards that come in the mail, but maybe your new tradition will be putting up Christmas cards that came in 6 months ago that were supposed to be sent last Christmas. Find the things that are fun. And I think also things just develop over years. One year after we put up the Christmas tree, this pillow fight somehow broke out with, yeah, I think my husband started it. And so now that's just become an annual tradition. I think something that happens once can become the thing we've always done.
Right. And I think kids start to look forward to those kinds of things. I do find sometimes families will, it just kind of depends on when the whole support raising thing and they get all of the visa and the paperwork. And I have seen families who leave like December 15th to go to the field. And my encouragement is to not do that. Just wait till the first year, have one more holiday with friends and family, and then take off. Because it's different, and it can be hard and lonely, especially if you're new. So I love what you said about initiating. To me, it's so helpful to not be like, I wonder if somebody will invite us to do something. Don't be afraid to jump out and say, hey, let's start that. Thanks for jumping on for a few minutes.
Thank you.
How do you celebrate in Spain, James?
Similar to we have in other places, get people together. It's obviously a lot warmer, so sometimes we'll go down to the beach and jump in the Mediterranean. It's a little cool, but it's still a fun thing to do. Try to do something outside. Have a big brunch if we can, have some people over. Ellie and I have a tradition of sleeping next to the tree on Christmas Eve. So a lot of times we will go and put a mattress on the floor and sleep next to the Christmas tree in the living room. Famously, we were back in the States one time, and I thought we were not doing stockings for each other. And then about 2 in the morning, I see Ellie moving and bringing a fully furnished and wrapped stocking to the tree next to where we were sleeping. And I'm like, oh no, oh no. So as soon as she laid down and went back to sleep, I snuck out the kitchen, out the back door, hopped the fence, put the car in neutral, rolled it down so that I could drive to Walmart and get a whole bunch of stuff for her stocking. So it worked out fine. She didn't know until I told her later that it had been a 3 a.m. shopping run. Thank you, Walmart, and living in America where stuff is open around the clock.
Right. Great.
Do you have any family traditions that you did either in Asia or in Germany?
And we have raclette for dinner. Christmas. It is delish. Love that. And yeah, and when we lived in Germany, the stores were closed from noon on Christmas Eve through the 26th. And so we would and then if the 26th fell on a Saturday, then they're closed still on Sunday. And so there was always a rush to get like all the groceries and make sure you had enough toilet paper, for several days.
And will you do gingerbread houses this year as the whole family gets together?
Yes, I've already made them. They're in the freezer.
Wow, amazing. Keep that tradition alive.
It takes so much time to make them, and it's so messy. So I had a free Saturday a few weeks ago. So I was like, I'm just going to make these. Yeah, I ask the kids every year if they want to do it, and they always say yes. I'm like, well, if they're up for it, I'm up for it. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, this wraps up our year-end review of 2025. Thanks so much, all of our listeners, for participating and staying on to the end. And have a Merry Christmas and a great start to 2026.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, friends.
Bye.
I'm not keeping that in. You're editing this one. You're not keeping it in.
Can you hear the ding?
No.
Oh, okay. That's good. Maybe we go back to sleep mode.
It's like, don't even. I'm not saying anything.